Day 4, July 13th. I found this diary today. It was lying in a drawer beneath a pile of old receipts, takeaway menus, and photographs of people I'll probably never meet. I don't know why I picked it up. I don't know why I'm writing in it. Maybe putting these thoughts somewhere will stop them from circling inside my head. Maybe one day someone will find this and know that I was here, that I tried. My name is Alex. It has been 4 days since everything fell apart. 4 days since they refused to let me evacuate. I can still see the roadblocks. Soldiers behind fences, shouting at everyone to turn around. Families begging to be allowed through. People holding children above the crowd as though that would make a difference. They told us the evacuation zone was full. They told us to return to our homes and wait for further instructions. There were no further instructions. They left us behind. I was in Rosewood when the screaming started. At first, everyone thought it was a riot. Then people began attacking each other, biting each other. I watched a man tear into a woman's neck outside a shop. Someone hit him with a tire iron, hard enough to crack his skull, but he kept moving. I still don't understand what they are. They look dead. They smell dead. But dead things don't walk. At least, they're not supposed to. I heard about a bunker north of Rosewood. There was an old flyer pinned to a notice board advertising it as some kind of emergency shelter. Reinforced walls, secure entrance, enough space to survive whatever disaster came. It sounded perfect. I imagined locking the door behind me and waiting inside until the infected died from starvation or thirst. A week, perhaps, maybe 2. Then I could come back out and find whatever was left of the world. I traveled north with what little food and water I could carry. The roads were almost impossible to use. Abandoned cars everywhere. Some had doors left open, engines still running. Others had blood smeared across the windows. I tried not to look inside them. When I reached the bunker, the entrance was sealed. For a moment, I thought that meant someone was already inside. I called out. Nobody answered. I found a blowtorch nearby and used it to cut through the door. It took longer than I expected. Every sound felt like it carried for miles, and I kept looking over my shoulder, expecting a crowd of those things to appear through the trees. Eventually, the lock gave way. I opened the door, and there was nothing. No food, no water, no beds, no generator. Just an empty concrete room buried beneath the ground. I stood there for a long time, staring at the walls. I had built that place up in my mind. I thought it would be my salvation. Instead, it was a tomb. Maybe I could still make it work eventually. The walls are strong, and there's only one entrance. But without supplies, I would just be sealing myself inside to die. So, for now, I've taken shelter in a nearby house. The family who lived here is gone. I don't know whether they escaped or whether they're out there wandering with the others. There are photographs on the walls. A husband, a wife, and 2 children. I turned the photographs around. I couldn't stand looking at them. I need somewhere more isolated. A farm might be best. Open land, fewer infected. Maybe a well or enough ground to grow food. The problem is, I don't know where one is. I don't have a proper map, and traveling blindly could get me killed. There's a gun and hunting store nearby. I noticed it while searching the area. Tomorrow, I'm going to try to get inside. I need a weapon. Not because I want one, because I'm beginning to understand that wanting to avoid violence doesn't matter anymore. The infected don't feel pain. They don't get tired. They don't stop because you beg them to. And there are more of them every day. I'll look for ammunition, hunting equipment, warm clothing, a proper backpack, anything that might help me survive outside the town. Then I'll find a farm. I'll secure it. I'll gather food and water, and I'll wait for all of this to end. It has to end eventually. They'll starve. They'll weaken. They have to. I keep telling myself that because the alternative is something I'm not ready to think about. It's getting dark now. I've covered the windows and pushed a table against the front door. Every so often, I hear something moving outside, dragging its feet along the road. Sometimes it stops near the house. I hold my breath when that happens. I don't know whether it can hear me. I don't know whether it can smell me. There is so much I don't know, but I'm still alive. For tonight, that has to be enough. My name is Alex. This is the 4th day, and I'm still here.